So today we're kind of stretching the boundaries of what I'm going to call a galactic tale in terms of the branding for this series. Galactic tale means science fiction movie. This one is technically a science fiction movie. Would you make that its like main category though? Is it more a drama? Is it more a horror movie? Is it more just like an existential series of dread that is creeping over a family? It's hard to say. But it's a science fiction film. That is what it's primarily labeled as, even though I would say it's hardly a science fiction film. We're talking Melancholia today. This is a early 2010s film from Lars Von Trier, a director we have yet to talk about. One of the big ones that you could do an entire just like series or podcast talking about his aesthetic, his films, and what he does. The dude likes a specific vision, doesn't really conform to like the standards of what an American film should be, and just makes some crazy stuff. And Melancholia was one I kind of came to not really knowing what to expect. It's a name I'm very familiar with, but it's one of his works I'm not all that aware of. I know everything about Nymphomaniac. If that's what you want to know, that's what I know him for. But, this one, I was like, okay, I could use like a dour experience of late. That'd be nice. We just came off of Goodbye Dragon Inn, so I could be in a bad mood. And this movie put me in a very bad mood. This movie fucking rocks. But is it dour and sad and going to leave you kind of just like empty inside where you're like, I guess the meaning is to be happy and not to worry because it all could end? It's one of my favorite genres of film, and that is, what is the point of it? Question mark. What is the point of it? Just in terms of like, I don't know, should we worry? Should we feel? Should we care? Are we happy? What is the point of being happy? Are we content in our lives, in ourselves, in the world around us? It's just, I love that vibe. And this movie does a great job of exploring that through two sisters who have two completely different reactions to the world around them. You first have Kirsten Dunst's character, who kind of like leads the first half of this movie. It's her wedding night. Her and her groom are late pulling up to the event. So it is the home, which is also like a huge golf course that is owned by her sister and her brother-in-law. And she's getting married to Alexander Skarsgård. They're kind of running late because their limo can't turn around on the tight road. And as the story progresses, you get the sense that Justine doesn't want to get married, or that she doesn't want this type of attention around her, or this feeling that comes with having to put on the show. Her character, it's very clear what she's going through, which is a bout of depression, and it's a really well handled opening act, which is like the first hour of the film is dedicated to this wedding night. And you see a lot of the sides of the conversation. You get a sense that this girl is willing to put on the show, but first she wants to like, say hi to her horse and like take the time to show up, not really considering all the guests that are in like there waiting for her and stuff like that. It's really beautiful. It's this really beautiful, quiet thing of just a person who has to pretend when this should be like one of the happiest days of their life. They have to pretend that they're doing okay. I love the way the world around her reacts to everything she does. This is one of Kirsten's best performances. I love Kirsten Dunst. I love her so much. I think she is slowly becoming a name I'm always going to watch out for, because she has never put in a bad performance. I just never give her the caliber of being like a top actress for me, but I think I should, because she's incredible. And this performance is so destructive in like these very intimate and slow revealing ways, where every smile that fades feels so real. Every quiet step she takes feels so real. She doesn't truly apologize for her actions, which I think is interesting. One of the smartest things that this film does is not have Justine apologize for her behavior, because she doesn't think she's doing anything wrong. And I don't want to get into like the topics of depression and all that. I would just say if you are having issues, seek out help. There are definitely ways to go about that. But I just think this film handles it with a really interesting brevity that is very earnest. She sees the people around her that she's comfortable talking to, her soon-to-be husband, her sister, where they'll pull her aside and just be like, can you please get through this? I know you are being difficult right now, and I know you're aware of that. I just need you to get through this moment so we can cut the cake, so we can send people home, so we can do like the thing we were supposed to do 2 hours ago. And you just slowly love the reveal of that. She is clearly more comfortable around like her father and her sister, and you get like a sense that she is kind of like not truly supported by her family side of her going into this marriage. Her parents are split up. Her mother, played by Charlotte Rampling, a favorite on this channel of Movie Tales, she's kind of just like, well, I don't believe in love, and I kind of just like got unlucky with your father and everything's bad. I'm not going to tell you to get married. And her father's like, I don't know what I can do to help you. Her sister is more comfortable putting up with it, and her soon-to-be husband wants her to be happy. And he's willing to make the moments. Like, I bought us a vineyard. Like, we can go to a nice place and settle down and be happy here. And it's really cool. I love all of the performances. I think Skarsgård, both of them are really good in, like, their collective moments. Where Alexander is more just like, I am comfortable taking the time. I like to be happy. I want to make you happy, but you got to give me more than I am giving you. You know, he's somebody who is needy enough to want the attention that he's giving her, but is not being reciprocated. And you love to see that. And Stellan is this guy who wants to use her as well, but in a different way for his like marketing campaigns and stuff. And he literally sends like a spy to the wedding to get information from her. And the entire time it's just Dunst giving this incredible performance. She's giving this performance where she only has true, genuine moments of happiness when she is away from the people in her life. When she is with her horse, she feels happy. And then when she is with her nephew, who wants to play with her, she feels happy. But everything else is a lie. Halfway through the wedding, she just goes to have a bath, so everyone has to wait for her. And they're just like, whatever. And Kiefer Sutherland, man, oh my goodness. One of my favorite Kiefer Sutherland performances I've seen in a while, because this is just a guy who's like, I don't know. Everything kind of sucks. She's really making me mad. I mean, it's my vineyard, it's my golf course. I'm doing all this crap for her. Getting really pissed about it. It's really annoying. It's kind of bothering me. But slowly they get through the wedding, kind of. She literally has sex with another man, which causes Skarsgård to leave her at the night of their wedding, which sends her deeper into depression, and then she quits her job because she's no longer happy in it. That's the first half of the movie. It's beautiful wedding stuff. It's actors committed. It's Dunst at her best. And it's Lars Von Trier just doing some very intense camera work in like a documentary footage, a lot of zoom-ins, a lot of close-ups on faces, just making you stay with these people and the discomfort that's coming around from this unattentive bride. It's really powerful and cool and very emotional. I love every second of that. The camera work is so beautiful. And then the second half of this film focuses on Claire. She is the sister, Charlotte Gainsbourg. She is a regular who will go on to do more stuff with Von Trier. And she's great. And where her sister kind of like suffered from a serious bout of depression, she is very anxious. So every moment where something happens, she is anxious. And why is she anxious? Primarily because this is a Galactic Tales film after all. A planet is about to crash into Earth. There are reports like on, Reddit posts and whatever, that a big planet called Melancholia is going to crash into Earth in a couple days. Now her husband, played by Kiefer Sutherland, he believes that scientists are all right and it's going to pass by. So he's trying to convince his wife, who is very anxious, you're going to be okay, it's going to pass. But the entire time, she is worried that she's going to die. And how could you not? If there is a possibility that a planet is headed straight towards Earth and could crush us and kill us all, you're not going to feel comfortable in any situation ever again, because what is the point of it all? And that becomes the drive, and that becomes the driving force. You're just like, yeah, we're all going to die. What is the point of anything going on? This sucks. I'm happy to just die. Kirsten, she is no longer in her marriage. She is stuck in depression. She can barely get out of her house. They have to call her on the phone just to try to get her to come to their estate to live there with them. It takes her too long to get out. And the entire time, she's in the background just kind of moping about, not saying much, not eating much, not taking a bath, just being there, stuck in her depression, just being like, I hope we just all fucking die. I don't care. You gotta stop trying to change me and fix this and just understand that there's no point to any of it. Very bleak, very earnest at the same time. I kind of respect it for that. And as the story progresses, we just see Kiefer Sutherland oblivious to the problems going on with the women in his household. And he's like, I gotta see this planet, man. I gotta see this planet. His sister-in-law is severely depressed and is not taking care of herself. His wife is breaking down, taking pills, literally planning to kill her entire family so they don't have to be blown up by a planet. And he's just like, I got the perfect telescope. I got resources for when the power goes out. Everything's going to be fine for us here. Terrifyingly oblivious guy who gets killed in the movie, not by the planet, because a horse kicks him and he dies. And his wife's just like, I cannot deal with this right now. I can't deal with that. And this is where the most science fiction comes into it of it all. You have this depressed woman, you have an anxious woman. A planet is literally orbiting the Earth. You can see it in the sky. It is getting bigger and coming closer. Her son builds a device so she can see if it's coming closer or farther away. And now they have to pretend they're okay with everything when they're not. Kirsten Dunst is just like, if we're going to die, we're going to die. I don't really have anything else to say. That's just, way of the world. And you have the sister Claire, who is just, we're gonna get through this, I gotta be okay, literally trying to run away from everything with her son to make it better, but she just can't do it, so she has to come back home, where her sister's just like, them's the breaks, kid. It's very bleak in that setting, and that's going to be off-putting to a lot of people, but I love that setting so much. I really appreciate that. It's going to sound really ridiculous, me saying this, but I definitely get the relationship between the sisters, because that's kind of me and my sister. If there was an end of the world scenario and a planet was coming down ready to crush Earth, my sister would be the one to panic, and I'd be the one to say, we can't do shit about that. She'd be the one running into the golf course trying to flee, and I'd just be sitting on the, edge of our steps, just being like, So I really got that relationship. I dig it. It's so interesting. And just the fast-paced energy of the camera work, just the beautiful vineyard and courses we're setting everything on, the greens and the blues really pop. There's a beautiful moment where Claire sees her sister Justine bathing in the light of Melancholia, and it's just this beautiful presentation of Dunst just laying down, surrounded by this blue aura, just staring up at the sky, and it's just gorgeously made. It just looks so incredible. I really think that is such a cool vibe to show for this movie. Fun's the wrong word. I had fun with the movie, but I wouldn't say it's a fun movie. It's really interesting, though. And how does it end? Well, everyone dies because the Melancholia hits Earth and everything's exploded. And you see Dunst kind of steps up, take care of her sister, who wants to just pop pills and kill everybody. It's can we just relax and be with each other before we die? You stop worrying about everything. Then they die. And it should be more tragic than it is, but it's not that tragic. You're just this is going to happen. It's kind of just a metaphor for life. You can't avoid the thing that's going to hurt you or break you or ruin you. Eventually, you're just going to get hit by it and you have to deal with that, which is kind of an interesting metaphor. It doesn't necessarily work when we're talking about people who have anxiety problems and depression issues. But I think the way it's handled is with a lot of brevity and heart, and it's never talking down about these issues. It's presenting them as real and nuanced and showing you that it can change from a moment-to-moment basis, but the overarching element that controls you and drives you is going to lead you to your ultimate end. And that's fine, I guess. I say this, they're really good fucking performances. Both of the sisters, Justine and Claire, Kirsten Dunst and Charlotte Gainsbourg, it's fucking awesome. They are so good in this movie. Just two people accepting their fates and trying to avoid them at different costs. But a very intense wedding to start us off. A big planet coming to crash Earth. Everyone is miserable and dreading the point of existence. Kiefer Sutherland just so in love with a telescope. That's a good fucking movie. And Melancholia kind of rocks. Because what is the point of it all, really? So that is going to do it for Galactic Tales, because it is one. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. As always, you can check me out on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And of course, I will catch you in the next one. Have fun. Stay safe. Good luck.